Hello, everyone. Patriot 5 here. I'm going to talk as fast as I can because our internet here really is not good right now. It just took me over 7 minutes from the time I should have been on to finally getting on. It's 6 minutes after the hour, and I should have been on about 1 minute till. Um, I do want to say that this video is not meant for children. They can watch it under, hi Beth, they can watch it under the discretion of their parents, family members, legal guardians, or grandparents, someone like that. The music that we will play tonight, we have no legal rights to. We use it for entertainment purposes only. Hello, Jeffrey. So I do want to say hi to all kids. You know, Jimmy and Patriot 11, Patriot Karate Kid, and Patriot Wyatt Earp, Patriot Princess, our queen, and Patriot Hunter, Patriot Boogie, Boogs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. I want to say hi to, I believe I said the Princess and Hunter already. Um, Leona and Leilon. And then my grandkids, Patriots Gymnast, Super Gymnast, Patriot 7, Small Hank, the Little Monkey, and Kira. Kids, we do this show a lot for you because we believe, and I believe 100%, you are the backbone of our our new world that we're going to. Not so much your age, but I met a little girl in the store today. She was 17 years old, and I've known her dad. Her dad was 2 years. Her grandpa was 2 years ahead of me in high school, and I've known him a long time. I used to do some fishing with him. Her mom I've known since she was a baby. But for some reason, this is a beautiful little girl, and for some reason, there's bullies that just want to keep picking on her. Where I went to school now, they have literally lost contrast of what's right and what's wrong. And it's time they get their stuff together, or we're going to have to do it for them. You know, a lot in a school district, kids, it's based on who you have on your school board, who's willing to stand up and say this is what needs to be done. And I'm going to cover that more in the show tonight. But I wanted to just say hi to kids. We love you. And as people are starting to come on, I see Ian and John and Jeffrey and Beth I've already talked to. Um, you don't know how long the show is going to last tonight, guys, because as I said, it took me 7 minutes to get on the show, longer than it should have. I should have been on right at 7 o'clock, and I didn't get on until 6 minutes after. But with that being said, I'm going to say the pledge and do the music, and then we'll get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If tomorrow were some children, still stands for freedom. To the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, giants
From Detroit down to Houston, to you and depend her still.
Yes, God bless the USA. And as I've already said, that music, that song that we just played, we have absolutely no legal rights to. We just play it for entertainment. It's kind of our theme song. And I know people's going to say, well, it's someone else's theme song, and it is. But he started taking it after we started using it. So that being said, oh boy, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Essential things coming up. They're expecting people who's holding at least 1,000 XRP will become multimillionaires. I don't know the people in the group how many is invested in it, but here's what I look at when it comes to XRP. And what I'm going to say here is stuff that I've watched videos. It's things that I have did a lot of studying on XRP. I feel that Ron and myself were kind of in the right place at the right time, similar to where we could have been for Bitcoin, but we chose to go foreign currency instead of cryptocurrency. Had we took what we've originally invested in foreign currency and put it into crypto when Bitcoin was a half a penny a piece, but I mean, how many stocks, cryptos, anything like that starts off at a half a penny a piece, and then years later, last I heard, it was $113,000. I don't even keep track of it. I don't have any, so there's no sense for me to. I have heard that look out those who have it. You might want to think about liquidating it and putting it in your hands instead of leaving it there, because I heard it's going to fall very, very quickly. Now, I've heard this a long time now. I heard this when it was down at 20,000, 18,000, and it barrel was falling out. I still couldn't afford it at 18. If I wouldn't buy it at a half a penny, why am I going to buy it at 18,000, right? But it's just being in the right place in the right time. And me and Ron, that magic number I mentioned a little bit ago, if you have over that, we do, not a lot, but some, because we was able to get it at under 30 cents a piece. There was a little bit of it we bought just because I was sitting one day and I thought, I got an extra $50. I said, Ron, you got an extra $50? And he said, yeah. But I said, let's take $100 and get $100 more worth. And we did. We still got it at a very nice price. But I just feel so bad about buying that last $100 worth, because see, we paid 52 cents a piece for one. I've heard rumors that it's going to go to $1,000. I've heard rumors it's going to go a lot higher than that. And I've even read and seen videos where they say it may take a few years but it could go higher than Bitcoin is right now. I don't need it to do that. When I talked to you guys here and I said, look, when it went down to 227 or 225, I think it was, when it went down to that, I said, if you've got an extra 50 or $100, I'm not a financial planner. I can't tell you what's good and what's not. In my opinion, this is something, every indication I get, it's going to be great. It might not hurt to take 25, 50, $100. Heck, even 20 when it's at 225. You know, the $2.25, if you take $20, you get 8 of them. Well, what if it does go to $100,000 for one? Anything you're going to get, and guys, this is going to explode, in my opinion. And from what I'm reading, it's going to explode. The thing is, do you want to be there when it exploded? Do you want to say, oh, wow, I wish I'd have did this? And I'm not trying to push you to do anything because I don't make anything. The only way I make anything is if you say, hey, what is the name where you got yours, the place? I give you my link. If you go out and invest $100 in the first 30 days, you get $20 back and I get $20. And I just turn it around and buy more XRP, or actually I bought some last time and I don't even know the name of it. I think it might have went belly up because it's not even on our list anymore. But there's a lot going on, guys. But before I get into what a lot going on, I want to ask you guys, Myrna, Papa G, welcome. Janet, good to see you here. Jeffrey, I think I've said hi to you about 10 times tonight, Jeffrey. Bill Woods. But I wanted to ask you guys a question and I totally forgot it. Oh, is anybody getting like me? Ron called me last night. We always talk before we go to bed. Calls and he lets me know that everything's good down at the house and he's ready to go to bed and that. I said, okay. We talked a little bit. And right after we talked, I'm telling you, I don't know what it was. My son and his wife and my 2 grandkids were sleeping upstairs, but I was in my house downstairs, sitting in my rocking chair. And I tell you, I got such a state of depression. I'm sitting there and I'm fighting tears back. And I had no clue. And I kept going, what is wrong? I didn't have no clue. Hi, One Voice. Tony. I had no clue. Hi, Jamie. I had no clue of what was going on. And I sat there for a little bit and I was watching TV and something happened on TV. And I go, my goodness gracious. This show is about 12 or 13 years old. They was telling us back then, guys. They was telling us back then the things that's going to be happening. And I mean, I looked at this and I'm, wow. And it kind of brought me out of my state of depression. And I still didn't want to go to bed because I didn't want to lay and think. So I sat in my rocking chair, and the next thing I knew, my little dog was jumping off the bed. Hi, Patriot. Dana 1111. Good to see you here. But I heard her jump off the bed and I woke up. She needed to go outside, and when she came back in, boy, I tell you, it's cold. Guys, we're getting some weather. And then I haven't heard from her for a couple of days, but I'm getting these messages from these people in Arizona. And keep bringing them, guys, because I love them. But I'm getting these messages. Well, it's 73 right here. One of them even had the nerve to tell me, "Oh, the Cubs are here in Arizona." Like that means something to me, you know. No, I know. And then she said I should get out and see him. It's 73 here today. 73. I think we had the second coldest day of the year here today. I mean, we're running our heater. We're running our brand new furnace at around 80 to try to keep the house warm. And the house is still only running right here in this room at 72.5. And ending up down at my house, because me and my son, we split the bills. I pay the electricity, which His kids, my grandkids, him and my daughter-in-law, they do not know how to turn off lights. I'm really serious about getting them clappers installed in my house. So when they clap, maybe they'd be smart enough and I could teach them how to clap, because I've tried to teach them how to. When you take the button and you push it down, the lights go off. When you push it up, the lights come on. But also, he's in charge. Since I got the electricity and I get the big bill, he's taking the gas. Well, Dad, you can't run it over 70 degrees. And most of the time, he runs a house at 65. Now, some people might say, Bill Woods might even say, your name popped up there, buddy. That's why I said you. Myrna might even say, well, 65 isn't bad. No, you're an Eskimo. It's not. Probably feel pretty good. But see, I'm on 2 different medications for blood thinners. So the thinner your blood is, the colder you get. I mean, today was cold. Yesterday was cold. Tomorrow's supposed to be way colder than any day we've had. And the lowest I've seen it get on any day we've had so far is -7 with a wind chill of about 35 below. And it's supposed to be colder than that. And them days like that didn't used to bother me. Them days like that, if I was down at my house, that's coming down to see my mom, I just come out with a sweatshirt on, long sleeve shirt. Now I can't get enough clothes on to stay warm. I've actually got a pair of gloves that I've wore all winter long, and I've never been able to get from the beginning of the winter to the end of the winter with the same pair of gloves. I lose them, but these I'm not. Well, lucky you, Myrna, because boy, they said it at 65 and I'm shaking. I mean, I went home tonight from Ron's house. I went down to take a little nap before the show. My house was so cold, I had to lay under my blankets. And my bedroom is the warmest room in the house. So when they run it at 65, I shut my bedroom door. I got 2 heaters in that little bitty room of mine. Well, it's not little bitty, but I got 2 outlets in there blowing the warm air out. Even at 65, my room feels 75 and 80. There's nights, there's nights that when it's super cold out, my room is so warm, I sleep with no blankets on. But anyway, that's enough of that. Uh, I'm I'm looking forward to when we get the free energy. I'm looking forward to when we get these new phones. But one of the things I'm very, very discouraged at, there's a song, it's the same old song with just a different meaning. Okay. And it goes since you've been gone, but this has nothing. What I'm saying, this is the same old song. We're living the same song over and over. And the one thing about me when I do a show, when people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, I have no problem calling them out. Now, on January 20th, a certain man become president, a certain man become vice president, and they made a lot of promises, and they're keeping them, or some of them. But doesn't it seem funny that we, as a group here, as patriots all over the United States, worked hard to get this man a landslide victory? Isn't it funny how he'll say he's the first president to ever go in and win the who are them people that they have their own little colony? They don't believe in certain things, they don't believe. Oh God, what are they called? Come on, guys, help me out here. They always got the beards, the men do. Come on, I know you guys know Amish. Yes, thank you, Tony. He's the first president to ever win the Amish. He's the first president to ever win over here in the Mexican community. He's the first president to ever come in here and win in this black community here. He's the first president that's ever won here. And he gives all of these people credit. Have you ever heard him come out in any of his speaks and say, well, look at all the millions of patriots that not only voted for me, but campaigned for me? He didn't need to hold all them rallies with all the patriots he had. He had a landslide. That plus the fact he was going up against a total loser. You know, I mean, this lady would show up at rallies drunk. She would slur her words. And when she knew she made a mistake, she'd give that hyena laugh. But we was promised these special beds by a certain day. Well, once again, we didn't get them. Did he come on and did he look at us and say, Patriots, I'm really sorry I made a promise to you? And you know what? If he misses it, you know what he's going to say? Well, I'm not on the same calendar you. Then you need to get off your dead rump roast and you need to let everybody in the United States know what calendar we're on. Because I'm sick and tired. Well, we didn't do it this time because we're not on the same calendar as you. Then you know what? 13 more days are going to go by and it's still not going to happen. If I remember right, wasn't it the 27th of January? He promised us we would get these special beds. Today is the 17th, of February. So that's 27 and 4 is 31 and 17 is 21. So see, unless he's got some other calendar they're going to hit us with, he missed again. Does he come on and say, hey, I'm sorry? I tried talking to someone in the store today about these beds, and the person was very nice. Said, Ralph, when the beds come out, would you talk to me? But you've been telling me these for 3 years. And that's what I think I'm getting depressed about because I have believed, I put my faith as everyone else here, Mike Davis and David and Eileen and Ian, Jamie, we've all put our faith in what they're doing. And all we get is lie after lie after lie. It's going to happen on a long weekend. We're going to get everything we want on a long weekend. Well, as I look at the clock, it's 7:30 almost, which means we got 4.5 hours in Central. You got 3.5 hours in Eastern, and out there in Arizona where it's 73 degrees today or warmer, you got what? 6.5 hours. We ain't getting it. It ain't happening on this long weekend. But they'll come up with some excuse. Bruce tomorrow night will say, well, guys, see, it's like this. We was all ready to go. The 800 numbers were ready to come out. We was all ready to get everything we're supposed to get. And then we had two crooked bankers. They play them cards more than you play Trump when you play euchre. Now, let me explain something. I am stating facts of what's happening here. I'm not upset. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. I'm just trying to put out there that no matter how bad it gets, no matter how many lies they tell us, and I know people here in the thing, Annie and Bobo and David and Myrna and Jamie, I know you guys are probably thinking, is it really going to happen? I think that because one thing I was talking to Ron yesterday about, I looked at him and just out of the blue, I looked at him, I said, can we talk for a minute? And he said, yeah, what's up? And I says, hi, Betty. I didn't say hi, Betty to Ron, but I says to him, I said, Ron, I said, what was worse? He goes, what do you mean? What was worse? I said, we know now what they've done to us from the very first day of our life with our certificates, our birth certificates. We know everything we had. We lived through it with mom and dad. They're both gone. We knew this. We did not know it. We found it out. But not knowing it, did it bother you that he was doing it? Did it bother? Because, to me, you don't know, it shouldn't bother you. But now they tell us, well, we're going to get this. How many months now? Guys, just put a number up there if you want. How many months have we been told we're going to get R&R money? How many months have we been told, senior citizens, you're going to get this? How many months have we been told we're going to get the homeless off the streets? We get told this over and over and over. At least when they were stealing from us, at least when they was treating us wrong, we didn't know it. I think, and I mentioned this several times on the show, I think we have people Sharon Becky just hit it perfect. And I agree with you, Sharon. All the people that we've told what we believe in, because when I tell someone something, I stood there tonight trying to talk to that lady and her daughter about the R&R money and explain to her. And I got it. And this is from a very nice lady who believes in what we're doing. And I got it, Ralph, when it happens, let me know. On Wednesday night and Thursday, I'm going to awaken funeral for our oldest family member. Our oldest family member that right now could be, like the song says, dancing in the streets with a full life ahead of her. But no, because we didn't get him there in time. So what do we tell their family when they said, I thought you said we were getting these? Well, when I go and I stand up by the casket Wednesday evening and I give my condolence to my cousins, what do I say when they say, well, what happened to those magical beds? I can't say nothing. As Sharon just wrote me, you feel like an idiot, like a liar, because of everything we believe in. But you know what? I'm not going to stop. As the song says, I'm not going to stop believing. I'm going to continue to move forward. And even though I have these little bitty rants, I have them with you guys because maybe by me having my rant tonight and saying the things I'm saying, you'll understand that you're not alone in this. We're all going through this. There's been so many people doing shows like I'm doing right now that they've lost their way because it's just taken too long. Imagine being, and this is what I want to kind of put out here. Every 2 years they have Olympics. Next year it will be the winter. Last year it was the summer. But imagine going out and training for 4 years for these Olympics, and you're the best athlete in the world. You're going to come in there and you're going to kick butt. Or maybe you're a figure skater and you're going to go in there and you got gold wrapped up. And then you get to the finish line and you're ready to go, and all of a sudden they say, well, we're not going to do that this year. We something happened. We can't do this version, this part of the Olympics. 4 years down the drain, because sometimes in the Olympics you only get one chance. You only get the one chance because when you get to start out at 14, 15, 16, which would put you 18, 19, and 20 when you finally get your chance, you're 4 more years older. And people say, well, that still isn't old. That still isn't old. You're only 24, 20, 23, 24. But it is, see, because you got the new breed coming in, the new 14, 15, 16s coming in. Imagine their feelings if every time they were prepared and they was ready to do something, we got it kicked out of us. I do want to say something tonight because I believe it's Wednesday night. I haven't heard, they won't know till tomorrow. The United States is in a little hockey tournament and they beat Canada. They beat them. They turned the tables, first time they beat Canada in a long time. Not only did they beat them on their turf, but their turf. See, that's something that 4 years from now, if they have the same kind of tournament, they might not be able to say, well, we beat you on your turf because Canada just may be the 51st state of the Union. I will support the hat. I don't like some of the things he's doing. You know, when I know there's people out there that are homeless, and I hear that his son, and I like his son, but I hear that it costs them like $20 million a year for security. The same thing it cost his granddaughter. Wow. $40 million to keep your kids safe. But how many millions of people are freezing to death in the cold, cold weather? I know that they're working very hard in the states that are doing things. And this DOGE, I know that they're really having great things. And, I want to tell you a quick story, guys. And this will be quick. I was in a place that I like to call my home. And there was a lady there that my daughter-in-law likes to call her mother. And I seen a joke. And once you got to tell you guys the joke. I seen a guy holding a plate the other day. And on the plate, he had a nice piece of pork steak. He had some bacon. He had some sausage. He had all of that, that's all that breakfast food. And then there was something else on the plate, and it was yellow. And I got thinking, what is yellow? What is yellow? And then it hit me, scrambled eggs. I wouldn't know because I can't afford scrambled eggs. I can't afford eggs. Today at Burkhart's, I was in the store. And would you believe you can get steak now at Burkhart's cheaper than you can get a dozen eggs? And the steaks are good. Ron and me had one last night for supper. They're good. They had a special part in a cooler all set up for this one type of egg because they was running a sale on eggs. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting them. $5.99 a dozen. So as I'm standing in my kitchen and this mother-in-law of my son, when I tell this joke, she says, why is eggs so high? I said, because the last guy who said he was, that P word, which I won't say here, you guys know what I'm talking about. And she goes, yeah. And she mentioned his name. I said, yeah, that guy there. One of his last actions was to have a bunch of these things that lay these eggs slaughtered. Didn't even slaughter them so you could take them and sell them in the store for people to eat. Just slaughtered them. Because, see, he wants to make the new guy look bad. Yeah, we're a million chicks less than we were, but we're supposed, but we got to do something. I went by the gas station a day and I'm thinking, wow, gas literally since the 20th has went up 35 cents a gallon in our area. Has went up. But that's okay because we're going to make America great again. And I knew it for sure because I wear a hat every day that says it. And I believe in it. You go in, you go into a little dumpster dive. My son, His 2 kids and his wife. The 2 kids eat off of the kids' menu. They get a regular meal. $55. Huh? $55. And then they expect a tip. I was talking to someone the other day and they said they went into this place. They walked up to the counter, they ordered their food. They stood there and they called their number. 222. I got 222. They walk over, they get their tray. They go over, they pour their own drinks. They walk to the table, they sit down. And the lady expected a tip. What? Expected a tip. If you go on Facebook, they're always on. There's this one person on there that if you go out and you spend this amount of money, this is what you should spend for tips. What they want me to tip somebody for one meal for a family of 4. It's more than I used to make in a day making batteries for the United States Navy. As I'm standing there, people didn't like my answer of why eggs are so high. Because see, they like this guy. And I looked at him and I says, how can you like someone who's done nothing but drive us into the toilet bowl? And you hate a man who's doing everything. You like a man that they just went into one of his agencies, one of his 3-letter agencies, and found discrepancies in the amount of $1.2 trillion. That's about 8%, 8.5% of what our total country's debt is. 1.2 trillion, but these people like them. Are you bleeping kidding me? So let's see what we have. Bear with me. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get these. These are from TikTok, and I don't always get to open them. Even though I downloaded TikTok, sometimes they open, sometimes they don't. Here it says February 17, 2025, milestones, concealment, decor. And then it's got a video, which we can't watch the video. Can't watch that one. Can't watch that one. Things that were sent over tonight. A lot of stuff's in video. I'm not going to be able to really talk about it. Here's something about the Brunson case, but it's on a video. So let me go to where I know I got some stuff and that. But here's a read. It's a little bit long. Massive QFS accounts activated worldwide, banks collapse, Visa disappears, and global wealth redistribution begins. Corrupt bankers dragged to GITMO for trials, and military raids seize their hidden wealth. The financial shift is happening now. The quantum financial system, QFS, is reality. The alliance is making bold moves, dismantling the elites' explorative systems. No more hiding for the cabal. Banks collapse, executive seized. The bank failures aren't random. They are planned takedowns by the alliance. Douche banks, uh, yeah. HSBC and JP Morgan are gutted. Top execs are being rounded up for military tribunals, with many facing capital punishment at that place that starts with a G. Visa, MasterCard fall, QFS reigns. The elite's payments giants crumble as QFS takes over. The digital transformation narrative is a lie. It's a full system replacement, new QFS debit cards, uh, and hidden fees and fraud forever. PayPal, Stripe, Crumble, these platform tools of deep state wealth funneling are collapsing. The quantum internet will replace their monopolies with unhackable transactions and total security. The fall of fiat currency, the US dollar, um, the US dollar and the euro are dying illusions. Goldback rainbow tokens now lead new financial order. Over 60 nations have already switched to asset backed currencies. Uh, the petrodollar is finished. QFS accounts, you already have one. Every citizen already has a QFS account tied to their national ID. Soon you'll be notified via quantum communication networks on how to access your fund. Zimbon's redemption and Cabal's panic. Zimbons are funding humanitarian projects, bypassing the Cabal's corrupt channels. Uh, Infiltrators trying to sabotage the project are being detained by the military forces. Military operations, the deep set um, cornered covert military raids in London, Zurich, and Hong Kong seized deep state vaults loaded with gold and blackmail materials. Underground trafficking routes are being dismantled. The cabal is losing its lifeline. South Africa and Iraq, BRICS power rise. South Africa's leadership shift signals a new big G aligned future. Iraq's ready to reevaluate its currency, forcing the world to asset backed systems. The moment is now. February 2025 is a turning point. The deep state is collapsing. QFS is here. The new world has arrived. Get ready. Trust the plan. They ended my life, but they couldn't stop my mission. The fight continues. Join me now on JFK. This is also they say to join Mel Gibson. Come on, you can keep telling me the weather in Arizona because I really like it. I'm glad there's people it's warm because we sure aren't here in Illinois. I'm just jealous, is what it is. Let's see what Restored Republic has to say. This is of the 17th February 2025. God is in control. National security alert issued. Nothing can stop what's coming. Prepare for 10 days of communication darkness. We are in a silent war, the final battle of the planet. In the next couple of weeks, the world will change and tremble. Don't be afraid. All assets are in place. The truth is the light, and the light defeats darkness. I'm alive. She is alive. He is alive. It takes time. Be patient. That's from the 17th letter, JFK Jr. on Telegram. That was put up yesterday. I do see where a former First lady has decided that she's not that anymore, and she requests to be called Big Mike. Okay, I'm just reading it here, guys. When I see something, I read it, and I believe it to be true. Elon Musk as Sherlock Holmes movie trailer, Finding Joy in the Journey, and we don't need to read that. The Republic of the United States of America is the actual de jure government that our founding fathers gave us, and which was abandoned in 1871 when the U.S. INC Corporation took over Washington, D.C., and eventually every level of government in the country. In 1871, the United States was abandoned by the U.S. corporation controlled by foreign powers took over. By 1913, U.S. INC had managed to change the Constitution, even though the act was never ratified by Congress. The independent foreign bankers formed a Federal Reserve and International Service (IRS), so all of the taxpayers' money were paid to themselves. Now, since I read this about the IRS, I have to tell another story. Today I'm coming home and I didn't have the greatest of day. I didn't have a bad day, but I didn't have the greatest of day. And I'm driving home. And on the radio, there comes this commercial from this company that the IRS is going to be coming after you. They're going to seize your assets. They're going to stop your money payments. They're going to do everything to get their money. You can go through this organization and they'll work with the IRS to get you a settlement, one that you can afford. Call this number here. I pulled over into a parking lot. They answered and I told them who I was. Sir, do you have debt? I said, I'm an American. What do you think? Sir, we can help you get rid of that debt. I said, how? How can you help me? How is the IRS coming after me? What is going on? And I took them and I said, because I'm looking at a picture right here that a lady, she goes by Nancy Drew, and there's nobody in that building no more. That building is as empty can be. So what are you doing? Telling people you're going to get them a deal, and then you lie to them and you set it up that they pay through you. So you just keep everything. Oh, are you in a whole lot of trouble? You're in a whole lot of trouble because I'm going to tell you right now, Elon's watching you, and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. They said, sir, we are legit. No, you're not. If you're doing what you say you're doing, you're not legitimate. So I thought I'd share that. When President Hat formed the Republic of the USA, it changed all that. By August 2020, the Hat was able to roll U.S. taxpayer dollars that had been going to the Federal Reserve since 1918 into the new U.S. Treasury near Reno, Nevada. A lot of this stuff we have covered over and over and over. Judy, this doesn't have a lot today. And my phone is about, my tablet computer is about to go dead. I know I rant and rave tonight, guys, but I had to get it off my chest. I want to thank right now, we got 152 people on, and I want to keep it under 50 minutes. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for supporting us. Keep sending me things. And, you know, I I know that when I joke about it being warm here or it's cold here, it's just me being me. Don't be mad at me. Keep sending me weather updates all over the world. Isn't it funny though, guys? Because I have said for a long time, and what I'm going to say here is my personal opinion. I believe the weather is being controlled. And I base that on, I remember someone would say, what's the weather going to be tomorrow? And I said, tomorrow? Tomorrow? They can't even tell me what the weather's going to be in 10 minutes. And you want them to go all the way out till tomorrow? And I give an example. I was going to a White Sox baseball game one day, And I had nieces and nephews. This was before I had kids. When we were me and Ron was the cool uncles. We weren't the Patriot uncles. We were the cool uncles. They always wanted to go to the game because they always knew they was going to get whatever they wanted at the game. And we're going to the game, and I'm driving my old van down. Can't even think it. Lakeshore Drive there, huh? No, Kennedy's in Kansas. And I'm driving, and I'm telling you, it is raining so hard you can't see 5 feet in front of you. And that's a road you don't want to be on when you can't see. And I got the radio on because we were listening to the good music, and all of a sudden they said, weather report. There's a little rain in the forecast for today. But if you're going to the White Sox game, you should be good because they might have a shower pass through there in a couple of hours. But it's just going to be a small shower. You don't even need a umbrella. Be a good time to go get a hot dog or a beer. As I'm in a torrential downpour, and this downpour is not allowing me to see 6 feet, 8 feet in front of me. And they're saying there might be. I was only 3 blocks away from the stadium. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. We didn't get the rain during the game, so we didn't have an excuse to go get the beer or the hot dogs. But if you've ever been to White Sox Park, we may be a terrible baseball team, but we got better hot dogs than anyone. The hot dogs, it's worth it just to go there to get your hot dog. With that, good night. God bless. We love you all. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you Wednesday.